All right. Welcome
Tell them
back.
why we're here.
Number 7. Catching
Lucky
up with
number
teens.
7.
We got Samantha.
Happy to be here.
Samantha McManaway.
That's me.
Another Live Oak legend.
Wouldn't say legend.
No.
A Live Oak native, probably.
Live Oak native.
Yeah.
You were born in Live Oak?
Well, yes. I was born in Gainesville, actually.
Yeah. I almost said me too, but I wasn't.
Like, everybody from Live Oak was born in Gainesville.
But you
Or,
grew
like,
up...
Tallahassee.
I got Jacksonville. Orange Park.
Jacksonville?
I got Orange Park.
Okay.
Yeah, fancy.
Yeah, like, no one was actually, like, born in Live Oak unless you were born in a house. Like, everybody had to go to the nearest hospital.
I know some people that were born in cars.
On the way to the hospital, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what you hope for. You don't have to pay the bill.
Yeah, I feel like that happens a lot, actually.
That's what you want. For money-wise, that's what you want.
What do you mean, like, the biggest bang for your... What is this, Ricky Bobby?
Apparently, they charge a lot. If you get your baby delivered, you can't just go in there and be like, I'm not going to pay, or, never mind when they tell you how much it is.
Never mind, she's already out. We're not putting her back where she came from.
so it's like, I've heard guys be like, yeah, we're hoping, I'm trying to push the limit. I don't want her to be in the hospital for too long.
Unbelievable. I think that you're so right about this, too, and I'll tell you why, because my sister, Amanda, I remember, like, them waiting almost until, like, the last second to take their... Because they just recently had another baby. And I remember them waiting so long. Like, she waited and waited and waited until she was, like, literally going into labor.
Yeah.
Like, everything was, like, set in stone. She's like, I am having this baby right now in just a couple, like, maybe in, like, 30, 40 minutes. Because they're... Like, they were so far away from the hospital.
He's, like, driving slow.
And I'm
going to pull up and get some McDonald's. What do you want? Use some McNuggets?
I have no kids, and I don't, like, I can't, like, personally give you, like, my experience.
Right.
Because I can't speak on that. Like, It's such a weird topic to, like, I don't really want to have kids.
Yeah.
So I can't, like, give my experience on, like, how I would perceive that. Like, personally, if I was pregnant, I don't know how I would be, but I know that I would want to be
scared.
Basically
I'm sorry.
Petrified. Because I don't want to have kids. And, like, me and my husband talk about this all the time. Like, we're like, we do not want to have kids. We really like us. We really like me and him.
Right.
And, like, we don't want to bring a third person, even if we make them.
Darn.
We don't really want to bring, like, anyone else into that relationship. We're like, we really just, like, think that we're the cool people.
Yeah,
we don't
the coolest.
Yeah, like,
we're
cool, like, just me and him. Like,
I like that, and I feel like a lot of people would agree with us in our age group because it's gotten a little scary, money wise, all these other things. But we just covered a lot of things.
Kids are expensive.
You're married now.
I am.
Yeah,
I am.
That's a big thing.
Not a lot of people know that about me still. I had, like, one of my friends from Mayo the other day message me on Snapchat, and he goes, bro, are you married? And I was like, yeah, I thought that you knew. But I've been fucking, like, I ran off and I got married, and I honestly didn't tell anyone. I did not tell anyone.
Is it real?
It's real. We have a marriage license.
Yeah.
Like, if I had it with me, I would, like, pull it out.
It's not like it's not like my girlfriend's goes to school at another town.
No, I have a real husband. He's born and raised in Italy, and we met in Portugal whenever I was studying abroad, and he followed me back to the United States. We fell in love, and we got married. We got married in St. Augustine on Volano Beach at sunrise on March 10th.
That's pretty heavy.
It's heavy.
That's pretty heavy.
Life comes at you fast.
You met him in Portugal.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
No, I didn't mean. I'm not telling you that. I know. So you were studying abroad there?
Yes.
What is abroad?
We an
older lady.
I mean, like, you're not wrong. I'm just gonna start with that. Like, abroad can be an older woman,
or a broad term,
and it could also be whenever you leave the country.
Okay. What were you studying there, though?
Well, my major is event management, but in Portugal, they don't have, like, sectors of study the way that we do in the United States, so they do, like, broader umbrellas of things.
That's where the broad...
So basically, maybe that's why Maybe that's why they say that. I don't know. But I was studying tourism.
While you're
I hate doing air quotes.
I caught myself overdoing it a lot in a video a while back. Yeah.
Once you do them, you notice how often you do them.
Yeah.
That's the problem with them. And then the problem is, have you ever done something?
Drugs.
No, have you ever done something like ironically, but then it becomes your normal habit?
Drugs. I'm sorry.
I feel like that's like the first thing that like everybody did ironically and then actually got just, meth, nothing big.
Remember smoking Smarties? In,
do you remember those little candies that look like cigarettes?
Yeah.
And they tasted like chalk.
They weren't good.
Nothing was good about them.
It's how cool
you would like pretend.
That's what's good about them.
God, I felt so French,
Oh, wow. That's a good one.
I don't even remember the name brand for those candies.
Camel.
No, that was probably like Camel probably had stock or something like in that candy brand because they were like, oh, this is gonna make the kids want to buy cigarettes when they get older.
For sure. It's not even a conspiracy.
I believe in that fully. I believe that marketing, the way that people market.
Here's a bigger twist. It's sugar anyways because sugar owns tobacco anyway. You feel me?
No fucking way.
Sugar is the bigger drug, right?
No fucking way.
Now this I almost have to be careful about because it's like I don't know the facts too much and I'm just a guy.
Yeah.
I'm not making.
I'm just a girl.
I'm not making engines that run on water, but there's been people who have gotten in a lot of trouble and stuff and like maybe gotten hurt or whatever because they pulled up facts or were like proving how bad sugar is, not just what we know. Like sugar's bad for you, bad for your teeth or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely have an addiction to sugar. My husband will be the first one to tell you that. Yeah. I have a sweet tooth. I am my grandma's granddaughter. She always keeps sweets in the house. My nanny, I love sweets. That's one thing I probably cannot live without is I gotta have my dessert. Yeah,
a little lava cake.
I literally only eat meals to get dessert at the end. I don't even give a shit about the main course. I'm only thinking... I walk into a restaurant and I'm only thinking about dessert.
I have a animal cookie blizzard in my freezer that only had a little bit of freezer burn on it. It was pretty good. Have you
ever put ice cream and then coffee on top, like an affogato? Do you know what an affogato is?
No.
Okay, so this was introduced to me. You take a vanilla ice cream or whatever ice cream you prefer, I suppose, and you do the entire it's like a small espresso cup, and you fill it with ice cream, and then you pour an espresso inside of that, and you drink the coffee and then eat the ice cream. Bro, you cannot tell me shit. That is breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'm having that.
That sounds pretty good. It's
incredible.
Good.
It's called an affogato.
Probably got to go with the vanilla, but
vanilla is the only way to eat.
Butter
it's
pecan.
The only way to do it.
That's an old person ice cream.
What's your favorite blizzard? This is a question. This is a question I feel like a lot of people pass up, but it says so much about your personality.
My type of blizzard isn't ever I don't normally just get how I said.
Is it a seasonal one?
No. This is a blizzard of the month. The animal cookie one is just because it was offered. Hey, do you want a blizzard? And I was like, yeah, just grab.
But what's your favorite?
Now, if I order
all time favorite.
I always end up doing weird stuff.
Okay. This says a lot about you, so I just want you to know.
I really like the cheesecake bites. So
I'll
just get a cookie dough blizzard, add cheesecake.
Okay.
I'm really putting you guys on.
Cookie dough blizzard, add cheesecake. I honest to God have to try that now because I've never.
It's good.
So my favorite blizzard is a seasonal one. That's why it's so special. It only comes and goes.
Can I guess it?
Yes, you may.
Is it the s'mores one?
No.
That's a good one.
Cotton candy.
Oh, actually, I feel like that one's a little weird.
No, it was
the pieces.
so
doesn't
good.
It have Pop Rocks in it or something?
I don't think that they're Pop Rocks because I don't feel like that popping
That goes back to the candy thing I meant to say earlier. There was a lot of really weird candies that were out early on that were very not only they were just suggestive. Very,
what are you getting at?
Very suggestive. I don't know. Like, don't get me wrong. I love a ring pop, but
Oh my god,
it's just weird, kind of.
Have you ever seen that fucking? It was like a gum or breath mints commercial that it lives rent free in my head, and it's like, oh, dirty mouth, clean it up and he's like, this man is cheating on his wife, and the wife walks in and sees like the man with the other woman, and she's like, what the French toast?
Liquor.
And he's like, you lint liquor.
Yeah.
And he's like, dirty mouth, clean it up with Orbit. That was marketing at its finest.
One of the best commercials, right? All of the best commercials, I think, I'm probably not the only one that thinks this, but I think all the best commercials came out right before TikTok, YouTube, all
they
the short
used to be so creative.
Ooh, remember the ones that were like the insurance, but the guy, I don't even remember the songs, but they were so catchy. Like,
I laughed so
about?
hard whenever they did like the caveman. So easy a caveman could do it.
Yeah.
And he's like in the airport and he's dressed as a businessman, but he's a caveman. And he sees the old advertisement, like so easy a caveman could do it. And he's on like that walkway.
Did he get angry or something?
He got mad because he was like, he started walking the other way on the walkway, like pissed off, like looking at it, and I'm
right.
I don't know why, but there was no words in that commercial, and I laughed so fucking hard at that. That was like the one thing that I thought was the funniest thing.
This is like it was a smarter commercial.
Either you got it or you missed it, and that's how comedy I feel like used to be. Now it's all like in your face, like, oh, look at this is funny. It's like, no, comedy should be subtle. Look at all of like the OG comedic shows like I Love Lucy, or Family Ties. Family Ties is a great comedic. Wait, what? This is reality.
Just the early episodes.
I actually.
I'm sorry.
We're not gonna throw that in the same category.
No. What I said was actually, it's never mind.
Bad boys.
Yeah.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
That was a good one. I really no. Cops did collabs with another show.
You're lying.
I think it was
reality. What is
X-Files? I think it was X-Files.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
They collabed with
like
X-Files.
forensic. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess so.
They should have done NS or CSI.
Have you ever thought about that? Like,
no.
Cops is job security, just like getting into like plumbing or something is job security. People are never gonna stop shitting, just like people are never gonna stop killing.
People are never gonna stop shitting. Hey, what was the second part?
People are never gonna stop killing. I mean, like there will always be bad people in the world. That's why cops is job security, because it's like you're never gonna not have a job. There will always be a need. Think about jobs that like will die out. Like, we're not gonna do this the rest of our lives.
Mine. I don't have a job.
This.
Yeah. No, this is one of the few entertaining. Like, being human is one of the few that I think will actually be around.
So I like to say that entertainment in any form, just entertaining, is the last resort to displaying the human condition.
The human condition. The
human condition of being alive. It was Aristotle who said, like, we know we are alive because we are in pain.
Aristotle.
But, like, there is, yeah.
Oh, the toaster strudel guy.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Aristotle. What was Aristotle? Say his name one more time.
Aristotle.
What was he actually known for? I'm not smart.
Bro, what? A lot of things.
Oh, shit. Am I opening up a can of worms here?
I mean, I'm not here to give you like a history lesson. We're just gonna talk like I'm gonna let you figure that out.
Is it that bad? Give me a summary.
He was like one of the most philosophical.
Okay.
Like,
that's all I need to know.
Like, he was one of the most philosophical staples of like reference. He discovered so much in his time. I mean,
philosophical as in the Philly cheesesteaks, like to make Philly. I'm sorry, that was too far. That's too far of a stretch. I'm done.
I feel like you're really getting farther into it.
Yeah, because sometimes I get into like, I think it's like funnier in my head.
I feel like you start
really
digging a hole and then you don't know where to put the shovel.
Well, I know if the hole gets deep enough, you got to use that shovel as a ladder.
How do you use a shovel as a ladder?
If you're deep enough in a hole and want to get out bad enough, you'll figure it out. Clip that. That's Exactly.
I'm so confused.
Exactly. Sorry, that was supposed to be.
I don't know. I feel like
She's like, can we just stop? I gotta go.
No. I'm here for the long haul.
Okay. I've been saying that.
Have you been?
Yeah, because
I've been saying that since I was like 5.
I was one of the first people to ever say it.
I feel like as soon as I came out of the womb, I was like, well, I'm in it for the long haul. I was like, okay, I'm in this now. As soon as I realized that I was like a person in a family with like siblings, I was like, well, I'm fucking in it now.
Put on the trucker cap.
Yeah, I'm the third born, dude. So like,
we skipped over that earlier. Remember when I said we jumped over a lot? Like you're married. I meant to say also you have your siblings. So you have how many siblings?
I have 2 older sisters,
okay,
and then my little brother who is cool as hell. Not saying that my sisters aren't cool as hell. They're cool as hell too.
If there was a tier level though, he's first.
Oh my god, you're telling me to rank my siblings?
I only have 1 to rank. It's easy for me.
My brother is really cool. This is something I feel like I've never said like out loud, but yeah, I think like my brother is like my favorite sibling. I know that sounds so crappy, like, because I love my sisters, but like in a different way, with like all my heart I love my sisters.
Is he the youngest?
He's the youngest.
Well, I understand
right?
It makes sense. Oh, no, it makes complete
sense. I don't
sense.
know. I feel like I get along and like understand Dylan, and like the thing about it is I feel like he doesn't feel the same way at all. So like we are on different planes.
What's the age gap?
6 years.
Okay.
6 years. Like I don't know. I feel like I could get along with him really, really well, but he's just like, I love that for you. Like he's like the person in like our relationship where he's like, I love that you feel that way. Cause he like clearly does not feel that way.
You're like in 2 years, 3 years into a relationship, you're like, I love you. And it's like, I'm glad you love me.
I'm glad that you feel that way.
Yeah, that's really nice.
No, I love my sisters to death. Both of them equally. And my brother. I don't know. Your
sisters are how much older?
So we're all 2 years apart. So Amanda and I are 4 years apart, and then Jessica and I are 2 years apart.
Gotcha.
So it was like Amanda was born 2 years later, Jessie was born 2 years later, I was born.
Was your mom and dad like math? Like were they into math?
Did they like math?
Yeah, like
I mean, I guess.
Like, separate
like girl math numbers? Or guy math?
I don't know.
You know it's different.
That's funny.
I was talking to my mom about girl math just at lunch today, and she was like, wait, what? Like it went right over her head.
Guys do girl math too.
Guys do guy math.
Guys do guy math.
Guys cannot do girl math. Guys do guy math.
Okay, let me try to make an example of what I think I'm trying to explain as guy math that I would also say, if there was a Venn diagram, when the things that
yeah,
a Venn
like in the center is
not a Vin Diesel Venn diagram, right? And then where there's guy, what were we talking about? Guy math, and where they overlap,
and then girl math. Like what's the center point?
Yes,
gay math.
Beautiful.
That's the center point. The center point is gay math, and
Beautiful.
gay math is totally different from guy math or girl math.
Well, I want to try to use an example of what I think would be that math.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, $600. $550. Damn, they said yeah. I only got $400. I'm not gonna eat this week, but I'm gonna go get these tires for $400. You know what I'm saying? That's guy math.
That's guy math.
That's guy math because it's a deal. Even though I don't need the tires at all, but he had them listed for $600, and I offered him less, and he said yeah, and I need the money to eat, but I'm gonna get this deal right now. Before
That's
someone
not
else
girl
does.
math. Can I give you an example of girl math?
Please do, because I don't understand.
Oh my god. Okay, are you guys ready? This is girl math. Girl math is I work as like a server and a bartender. If I make let's say, for example, $300 cash, and I only needed like $250 cash to pay my bills, I put that $250 inside the bank, and that goes towards my bills because it's automatically withdrawn, and I have that cash. So I put that cash in my wallet, and then I go to Target and I spend it on something. That thing from Target was free.
That sounds smarter than mine. I like that. Because you still have the $250.
That and like it wasn't free, right?
Yeah.
We know that, but that's girl math. It's like that did not get withdrawn from my bank account. My bills are paid. I have $50 free. I just bought something, and that was completely free because I used cash instead of my card. That's girl math.
Maybe I didn't describe guy math. I described like not
bad
with money.
You just described tingle math.
That's why
that was like pure just Austin Tingle math.
I don't like to say my name. No, I'm playing. I'll just play it.
Your government name?
Yeah, right.
I told my mom was like,
that's not what I was.
Who are you going to hang out with? What podcast is this? And I was like, his name's Austin Tingle. And she goes, Tingle? I was like, yes, that's his government name. And
my God, I almost said God give him, but I wouldn't give him that much credit. My parents, but it was my government name, yeah.
I have no idea. I don't know the story of how I was named or anything that came about that.
This is a good one. I meant to tell you this earlier. I almost wasn't named Austin.
What was going to be your name if you weren't Austin?
Houston.
No, you are fucking lying.
That's serious.
No, that is like the most Live Oak thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
My question is, why Texas? Austin or Houston?
I just thought my mom liked the show Sabrina, the Teenage Witch.
I like that show.
Do you remember that show? You actually remember with the black cat?
Do I remember it?
Well, I've smoked a lot of weed, so I don't remember much of anything.
I remember that. No. I remember feeling funny.
because I think it was like if I don't know if I'm just like making this up in my head, because I do that a lot. I mean, I've been hit in the head a lot with my life living. Not like sometimes on purpose, sometimes on accident, but I've gotten hit in the head a lot. But I feel like at some point in my life, someone told me that I was supposed to be named Tabitha, and then they changed it to Samantha because they didn't want me to be called Toby. Because that would be like my nickname, basically, would be like Toby. So then they were like, no, let's name her Samantha, so her nickname is Sammy or Sam.
Yeah. I always thought Sam was a good one. I like short names.
Oh, Sam is fucking cool.
Just Sam.
And you know what the thing is about Sam is, like, it can be used for almost anything. Like, it just like Tings.
Yeah, let me go get a bottle of Sam. No, it can't be used for anything. Oh, I need some Sam sauce.
I mean, like a tagline, like Sam's Records, Sam this, Sam that. Like,
Sam!
Yeah. One big punch to the face. Sam!
And then I started getting on him. Sam! Sam!
He's coming around the bend and it's a Sam.
Should have seen the fish. It was a Sammer.
Man, that fish was a nice big old Sam.
So it can't be used for anything. We've declared
I feel like we just proved that it can.
The debate's up. Up for debate for sure. On name thing though, Austin is my middle name.
Oh yeah. Your first name is... I don't want to be wrong. That's the problem.
Oh, I hope you're wrong.
Oh my God. Okay, so if you hope I'm wrong, I'm just going to give my first guess.
Do it.
Joseph?
Nope. Wow, a Joseph. Do I look like a Joseph?
I don't think so.
Okay. I wasn't asking you. I'm playing.
I feel like our friendship just like diminished
a little bit there. It wasn't much to begin with.
This small platform we just built just crumbled under us.
It was built on pallets.
Those pallets that you get behind, like, the what is it, like, the Save-A-Lot right next to the Burger King.
You gotta fight someone for them.
The Save-A-Lot that, like, turned into 20 different stores over the years. Yeah. Like, someone else would buy it and come in and make it into something else.
Do you remember what it first was?
God, I don't even... Like, I haven't been in Live Oak for so long. I remember it being a Save-A-Lot.
And
I remember
Kmart. It was a
Kmart.
Yeah,
no way. Okay.
Oddly enough, I'm really dumb and I do smoke a lot of the devil's lettuce, but I have a really good memory. It's really weird. Like, I have really crazy good memory because I was really young when that was around, but I remember being in there. My first name is
probably
David.
Really good. David.
Yeah. Just wanted to get that away because they're going to be like...
That's super close to Joseph.
I was going to say Tabitha is really close to Samantha, but it actually is.
Tabitha.
Whatever. Bridge of Terabithia.
Oh my God, don't make me cry.
That movie made me cry.
I remember like I had an ex-boyfriend and I stayed up watching Bridge to Terabithia one night and he woke up and I was bawling, crying. Like literally.
He's like, what the fuck?
Tears of just so much emotion falling down my face. And he's like, you're not allowed to watch this anymore. He's like, you just can't do it. Because I can't handle it. Like
that one got me. That one got me good.
You know what I always forget every time I watch that show is that Zooey Deschanel is in that movie.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say she got pregnant from.
No.
Oh.
From the kid.
People are saying Dan. Dan Schneider.
I recently watched that Quiet on Set. What? That makes you wonder too, like what kind of like hidden skeletons in the closet does Disney have?
Are you kidding me?
I am for sure confident after watching that show, like after watching that TV show with Dan Schneider, like the Quiet on Set thing, I am like, and like you guys honestly like need to watch it and let me know if you think that this is real. But here's my thoughts. Dan Schneider was very influential in who was it? It wasn't Josh Peck. It was Drake Bell. Yeah, Drake Bell's life. Like he claimed that he had sexual.
No, here my comedian.
Right.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but this is a really funny thing. One of my favorite comedians said about that, and he said he does feel bad for him. Trust me, it's like it's the worst thing ever. But Drake saying it was the worst thing that you can ever think of. This comedian said, "Oh, did he take your shit and then put his shit in your mouth and then fuck you with his shit and then shit on?" Because it's like the point is
that's like the worst thing that I could think of.
That's
right?
what he's saying, and it's like you saying that in a situation where we understand that you may not want to talk about it, but it's like either maybe you. I'm not saying that's what this guy was saying, but I think what he was trying to say was you shouldn't leave it up for interpretation at that point.
You should be more explicit and just say.
And it's hard to say because I'm not in that position. I want to be very clear on that.
Yeah, I mean,
I could only hope to be on that. I'm sorry, not really.
It's never happened. I would only be so lucky, you know.
I tried to get on Nickelodeon, but
oh my gosh,
my feet aren't nice enough.
I would never want that as my life. But the thing about it is that we know that not Dan Schneider was the one who did everything. It was the other guy. I forget.
Oh, thank you for clarifying because
I forget the name of the other guy. The other guy that actually got like arrested for sexual assault of an underage person worked very closely with Drake Bell and also Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
Now
he's a lot prettier.
Oh, he's so handsome. But that's not the point. The point is that Leonardo DiCaprio has only ever dated women that are much, much younger than him.
Interesting connection.
I am just trying to say, I'm not like accusing anybody of anything, but Leo has never come up and spoken about it. But I think that something like that happened to him as a kid too. And then that's why he has all this like hidden emotional, like they say some of the best actors and actresses in the world are people who have suffered with trauma.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they can kind of harbor it and use it and pull it up whenever they need to.
They're
displaying the human condition, which is
saying the human condition is so funny to me for some reason. I don't know why. I think I have the wrong, like it was at some point in my life, you know, the first time you ever put your thumb over the left or right is how you do it for the rest of your life. The first time.
No, really?
That's what they say. Yeah, it's a good example to say.
Who the fuck's walking around holding their?
Well, everybody does it differently, and however
I do left over right.
It's just a really funny.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. It's fine. This isn't that serious.
It's just my husband.
Yeah, for one, that's really way more important. But also, I'm not bad at just sitting here and talk. You know, it's a good chance for me to say like I'm supposed to say like things like like, comment,
you're supposed
subscribe,
to be doing catchphrases,
whatever. Make good choices. Yeah.
Make good choices.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. My mom said it. My mom.
A lot of moms say that, but I feel like your mom specifically meant it.
You met her a couple times. Go ahead and finish your thing. I don't want to make you. Yeah, you're fine. I'm just talking to the camera and stuff, you know. But yeah, we got
make good choices.
Yeah, it's a thing. I feel like it's a better logo and things than catching up with things. If I want to eventually make merch or anything, eventually. Right now we got like 69 subscribers. So
did you really just come up with that?
What?
You're being for real, like 69 exactly?
Last time I checked, yeah.
That is one of my favorite numbers. I have 3 favorite numbers.
My favorite number is 68.
No.
You don't get it.
For real, though, I have a couple favorite numbers. No, I don't. That went right over my head.
Should I explain it?
Yeah.
It's really funny. I used to hear it a lot. I think DaBaby was the first person I heard say it. The rapper.
Yeah, I know DaBaby.
You know DaBaby? You met him?
The baby?
DaBaby. So, 68 is only one of you are doing anything. Yeah. So, funny. I thought it was funny.
So I get it. I'm here to tell you I understand.
Respectfully, sorry, married woman. Andrea. Respectfully. Mm-hmm. I'm a very platonic person. So.
Thank you for clarifying that.
Yeah. And I have a clit, so. I don't think that's too far. Like once you go too far, it's almost like well now I don't know. No,
I feel like your goal is just to try and make people feel uncomfortable to see how they react.
I'm glad you bring that up. So that is something I've done in my whole life anyways, because I feel uncomfortable. So if someone is being a little bit fake with me, or someone
it's a defense mechanism.
I make you laugh or something, now I feel more comfortable, or at least we're both uncomfortable.
Yeah. At the very least, we'll both be uncomfortable. No, I think that's great.
It's gotten me real far.
I believe it. Yeah. Look at you now.
You see this? Got holes in my jeans. These aren't cutoffs. These are real jorts.
Yeah.
I got them at Goodwill. They're 2 sizes too big.
Yeah.
I still wear them.
You got them on right now.
They're comfortable. There's probably something we were talking about that was better before all this. The damn Schneider
my favorite numbers.
So yeah, what is your other favorite numbers and why?
I can't tell you why, but I can tell you what they are.
Okay.
I know that my favorite numbers are 3, 21, and 69. Okay. And I don't know why, but it's always been that way.
21 because of Savage.
No, but sure. I mean, I do like him.
Good.
21, 8.
That 7-minute freestyle?
Fuck the FBL, bitch. We bumping on powder. Do you remember that?
You're going to be able to quote him better than me right now.
No one knows what the FBL is unless...
Water whip it.
Unless you're from Florida.
Water whipped a chicken.
Florida Power and Lights. That's what he was referring to.
Really?
He was referring to Florida Power and Lights. Fuck the FPL, bitch.
I remember him saying that, but I didn't know that's what. Yeah,
that's Florida Power and Lights.
Actually, I do remember
because
that.
he's from Florida. So there's like some references that like rappers and actresses and actors and like anyone can just make, and only people from Florida will get it. Just like people from Texas, like
of course.
Once you say something, you're like, only people from this region will understand this.
Yeehaw.
So when he said FPL, I was like, no shit, because I was literally like paying my FPL bill as I heard that song.
Never mind.
Fuck
Decline. Turn my card off.
Yeah, bitch, we bumping on powder. Just like 21.
Yeah, no, and he's not from America.
No shit? He wasn't born here?
No, he's from... I'm glad that you don't know that. I thought I was going to be saying something that you already knew.
No, I really was unaware.
Ooh, French? The UK.
21 Savage is not French.
You want me to look it up?
Look it up, please. I need to fact check this. 21 Savage is not fucking French. There's no way.
Yeah. Let's see. What would we just say? Where is the big 21? No, where's
the big 21?
Where's Mr. 21 Savage from?
Where is Senor 21? I can't even imagine like someone like him being born in Europe and then like
London.
moving to Florida and becoming that.
London.
He was born in London.
And he didn't move to Florida.
And he left London. Why would London actually sucks. I
think he went straight to LA whenever he moved here. Hold on.
Wow.
Where now this is just a 21 Savage episode.
I didn't really want this to happen.
I specifically said don't bring it up.
I told you this was gonna happen. This always happens.
Every time. I haven't seen you in 2 years, and every time.
Oh my god! No, has it been that long? Have we not seen each other?
I'll just bring up a random number.
How long? When was the last time I saw you? I feel like I saw you. When was the last time?
When I was working at Badcock for a little bit.
Yeah. I went and stopped and got...
I had to stop working there, you know why?
No, tell me.
Because... Never mind. Sorry, because
you had good cock.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's a rapper. The reason why I'm saying that is there's a rapper BLP Kosher who's from down south who says a reference at the end saying like
It took me a minute, but I got it.
And I just really like that he made that reference because he's a skater.
I hate that you had to explain the joke. You should have given me more time because you know I'm dull.
I felt like if I gave it too much time, it was like getting like
yeah, joke's over. Yeah.
Sometimes the joke becomes just gross. Like, gross and funny is okay, but if it's just gross, or you see what I'm saying?
Do you ever feel uncomfortable whenever, like, a joke doesn't take off right away and you think it's so funny in
Especially
your head?
Racism jokes. When they don't work, it's a tough crowd.
Man, crickets, right? Just crickets.
The price of rope is really going... That's not funny, actually. I might have to cut that one out.
The price of rope
Bro, that's
is
really bad.
Going
that's
up.
really bad. That's
I actually love that one.
Maybe I'll leave it in.
Probably because we are, like...
So much the opposite?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we're not being serious. Hey, suicide issues are not a joke. Call someone.
Good save. That's what I was
Yeah.
talking about with suicide.
Yeah.
Not racism.
Not racism.
I was talking about suicide.
Wait. Wait, what? Okay.
You thought I was talking about suicide?
Oh my god, yes. Hey, you remember we were talking about...
Whoa.
We were talking about, Oh, this is something I wanted to talk to you about for like... Because
Oh, no.
we mentioned something about, like, the history of Live Oak because...
When he moved here, 21 Savage moved to Atlanta. Now we can do anything.
Okay, got it. Log that away. Okay, the history of Live Oak.
You got history on Live Oak?
Yes.
I heard it's not good.
No, there is so much dirt. Like...
It's a dirty place.
It's so gross.
I haven't washed my car in a while.
So, I guess the last hanging that happened in Live Oak was 1914.
That's a little over 100 years ago.
That was right around World War I time. And I only know this because my buddy Jesse Register told me.
Don't say as if... Let's not call people out. I don't want to get them in... I'm playing.
Yeah, let's not, like, do last names. Okay, cool. My buddy told me. And he was like, apparently same-sex people cannot get married in the courthouse in Live Oak anymore. Like, you can't have a ceremony.
Now?
Yes, now, because they made same-sex legal, so they don't do ceremonies anymore because Live Oak doesn't want to stand for that, so they ruined it for everybody. So they said even if you are opposite sex, like, you cannot have a ceremony to get married in the courthouse at all.
Does that not feel like the one bad kid in the classroom made the whole class...
Yeah, suffer. Yeah.
Who's the bad kid, though?
Live Oak is the bad kid in this situation because they're doing wrong by not including everybody.
For sure.
And then they said because you're going to include everybody, we're going to ruin it for everyone else.
Yeah. Oh, they're the teacher, though. Who's the bad kid you see?
I mean, I feel like the analogy you're trying to make
doesn't work.
No, not in this case.
I have to dumb things down for me all the time. Analogies are making it dumber for me.
Did you ever get sent out of the classroom?
For making analogies that weren't...
No. Like, just in general, whenever you were in high school, did you get sent out of the classroom?
This is a good one, because you're bringing up a lot of good memories. You want to know what's really funny?
Yeah.
Is I was amazing, and I don't give myself credit on many things, but one thing I was really good at is teetering that line of, like, being kicked out, and the teacher loved me. So I would, like, we had...
So you walked that line, but you walked it hard.
Oh, I live my life on the wire. My tires on my car are showing wire, is what I mean. Yeah.
Bald as hell.
On one side.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the other side's tough.
I need an alignment.
Other side's tough as hell.
Yeah. But, like, for instance, one time we had a substitute teacher for a while, and I had got comfortable enough with her that I decided when I walked up to her to mention, like, in the middle of her telling me what I needed to fix on my paper, I asked her why her nose is crooked.
Oh, shit.
And she just stared at me for a second, and then we started laughing. So it was like a very, very close, very, very close call. I did stuff like that a lot. And that's at 4th grade. That's 4th grade.
Like, was there, like, a moment of silence where you both, like, weren't laughing and staring into each other's eyes?
The whole classroom was quiet.
And then, like, you both started laughing at the same time? God, that's so golden.
From a very early... Because I watched stand-up comedy at, like, 2nd grade. I almost said 2 years old. I meant from, like, 2nd grade. I remember staying home from school one day.
Yeah.
And my mom was watching the Blue Collar tour.
Oh, yeah.
And then a guy had came over. My mom was a single mom, you know, so when a guy had came over and went into the room for a minute, I was, like, young, so I was ignoring it by paying attention to this thing.
God.
Hold on a second. When they came out, it smelled funny and not bad. It smelled like weed. I found out Mom was just buying weed from this guy. He's actually a really cool dude. He was like, he's my uncle, but he's not really my uncle, but he's a really cool dude.
Oh, yeah, he family, yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. He's really cool. But anyways, it's just really because a semi-traumatic moment of me, I had to zone in to feel comfortable at this comedy thing. I actually did fall in love with it to the point where even in 3rd grade, I had a teacher, Miss Free. I guess I shouldn't say it, but this was...
Yeah, we're not name dropping, remember?
I try not to. I have in the past.
I feel like in Live Oak, though, it's so hard not to name drop. Like, if you're from this town...
You get it.
You know who we're talking about already.
Well, I mean, she was a teacher, so...
There's, like, one phrase. This is the only class I've ever been kicked out of in Swanee High. I got kicked out of the class where he would say... That's some good chemistry. And if you're from Live Oak, you know exactly who I'm talking about.
I don't.
You don't know?
I didn't go to school enough. You must be talking about high school.
Yeah, I was. Yeah. I got kicked out of his class, and I remember it was me and Connor Hall. And we were just
Connor was funny.
Funny as fuck.
Yeah, he was funny.
He was like
I barely
one
know
of
him.
my best friends, and now I don't even really talk to him that much. It's like the saddest fucking thing in the world. That's what they don't tell you. They don't tell you that, like, you're not gonna keep in contact with as many people as you think you're going to.
When you come out the womb and you say you're in it for the long haul, they should tell you, here are the rules.
They should tell you there's rules and regulations to this shit. Yeah, like, because I thought in my mind, people that I grew up with, I thought that we were gonna be best friends forever. And then I was, like, really, really disappointed. Like, wildly disappointed.
People hold different things, like sentimental.
Yeah.
Sentimental value is wildly variable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I still have people, like, on socials, though, that, like, fully support what I do.
Yeah.
And they're from Live Oak, and they're, like, just watching me live my life, and I'm watching them live theirs.
Funny thing, I have, like, 500-something friends on Instagram and only about 69 on subscribers on YouTube, so...
yeah, not everybody is your supporter. Yeah.
They'll message me and tell me how... Well, no, I am joking.
Like, that's so cool, yeah.
Right, I am joking.
And then they don't follow.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, it's okay. I'm really not trying to be like that, but it is as easy as, like, bro, just go do that shit real quick. Like, go make fun of me. Go on my comments and call me a... You know what I'm saying? I don't care. Go make fun of me. You know what I'm saying? Not seriously. But they get it. It's just one of those things where it's like, I do get that's like, why is this guy taking something so seriously? Yeah. There's reasons why. It's
no, you don't have to justify yourself. We're all adults here. I don't have to tell anybody why I did anything that I did.
Let's get down to it. You fought some demons.
I honestly have, and I've been taking so many L's lately. I don't know if even people know about, like, my accident with my teeth and, like, all that other shit that happened.
You knew grill.
Yeah, I got a grill.
Let me see your grill.
Let me see your what?
Your grill. Your grill. We can't do too
Rob
much.
Rob the jewelry store and tell them maybe your grill.
Damn, bro.
My favorite part about that song is whenever she goes, smile for me, daddy.
Yeah, I sing that part too.
God, man. We really give ourselves away with how old we are.
It's okay.
There's some young people that will not know what song we're talking about.
Things, they become like a throwback song. Yeah. That's past a throwback. It's almost a classic.
It's a classic now.
Some of our high school songs...
When did that become a classic, though?
Our high school songs are starting to become throwbacks.
Oh, my God. Don't.
Yeah.
I don't want to grow up.
It's fun. We can go back to the accident thing, though. I don't know how much you want to talk about. What exactly... how did this...
Okay. So...
Where were you at on this fateful day? It was a cold... evening.
It was in downtown Orlando, and me and my husband, we were not married yet, by the way.
Fiancés.
We weren't even engaged. He was just my boyfriend.
Oh.
Like, we were chilling, we were loving life. We just left a hockey game, the Solar Bears, by the way. Go Solar Bears. Yeah, I gotta throw that tidbit in. But yeah, like, living life, going out, 3 Fireball shots, 4 Fireball shots.
Fireball.
Yeah, man. And I haven't drank Fireball since I was, like, in high school. And I knew that, like, I was getting into some shit.
If the Fireball or the Malibu comes out, run.
Oh, my God. No. Malibu's nothing. It's basically, like, coconut water. But Fireball, I don't know why, but Fireball gets me every time. And I really gotta stop the little devil mistress that she is. I gotta stop messing with her. But...
Oh, fiery.
So we are walking back to the car because it's late and all the bars are shutting down, and we got a UCF football game to go to tomorrow. Like, it's a mid game. I remember we were playing West Virginia. I was so excited about it. And that night, I lost my tooth, fractured my jaw in 4 places, and chipped my chin in half because I fell off of an electric scooter down from a storm drain into the road. And I tried to, like, I think I put my arm out to try and catch my husband, or not husband, my husband, like, now he's my husband, but he was my boyfriend at the time. I think I put my arm out to try and, like, catch him. But I left my face completely open to the asphalt. I had a fracture in my neck and a major concussion. And they rushed me to the hospital. But I will say this. I remember everything up until the point I got inside the ambulance.
Really?
Because I remember sitting on the curb and my boyfriend, or, like, Andrea. That's his name.
Yeah, I know.
Andrea. He was freaking out. He was losing. He didn't know what to do. And I remember looking up and saying, call 911. Like, call 911. And then so he was like, okay. And he's like trembling, shaking. And I spit my tooth out into my hand. And there was just some guy, like some skater guy. And he walked by and he tapped me on my shoulder. And he goes, hey, you're going to want to save that. And I'm like, okay, bro. I put it in my pocket.
You know why he said that, right?
Because they can technically put it back in.
Oh, no.
Like that's why, because I guess like he's a skater.
A
he's a skater and he like has a couple teeth knocked out.
Exactly why,
and he rushed to the hospital and they were able to put it back in.
Yeah.
But we waited way too long. I was like in that room. It was like a small room with nothing for like at least over 24 hours because they were at max capacity at the hospital.
So you had to get emergency surgery or not?
I did. I went into emergency surgery the next day and I woke up and I asked them what they did and they said we put a plate in your chin and they wired my jaw shut and everything was locked. And it stayed like that for 6 months. And
it's like, damn, y'all couldn't just do something.
My whole life changed. Like I will say I haven't even accepted it.
Really?
It's been over 6 months since it happened, and I have not still to this, like, I know that doesn't sound like a long time, but it's been a long time, and
No, that is.
I have not accepted it. Like, I still will wake up and, like, be shaking a little bit and, like, not even accept the fact that this happened to me. Like, looking at myself in the mirror, my tooth is gone, my teeth are all fucked up, my jaw will never be the same. I mean, I'm trying to find, like, the good portion of it.
Right.
I can't.
I mean, no matter what someone, not just me, but no matter what someone tries to say in a situation like that, it ain't gonna help.
It's not gonna help.
I understand
That's what I'm saying.
But I hope you do understand that, you know, that thing like things in time or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like adding, it's like scars and shit. You know, it's not gonna be a scar. It's not gonna be a scar.
Yeah.
Right.
No, it will be a scar.
Well,
I have so much like mental stress about it, but I know that I'm gonna carry that with me the rest of my life, and I know fully it was my fault. That's the shittiest part. Is I can't blame it on anybody.
Well, don't say it like that.
No, it was my fault.
You were just trying
to
help, you know, your motherly instincts.
I guess. You know, like that motherly instinct whenever you're like, only like certain people will understand this, but whenever you're like driving in the car and then you hit the brakes and your arm goes like this. Because you want whoever's not buckled to like, you want to stop them.
Yeah. Well, actually everywhere except for America, it's the other side.
Thank you for that, Austin.
So, you know. Just figured you should know.
Thank you. I had no idea because I've never been out of the country.
Yeah, exactly. So he's been really supportive and everything and been helpful with you dealing with this. I'm sure there's a lot of things that you've had to work with.
He's been a saint.
Yeah.
I remember like
I
remember being in the ER and he was just as scared as I was. And he was like, "You've been so strong." Like, he told me this after. It was way after. It was, like, months after. He was like, you were so strong in that I didn't even know what to do, but you kept, like, you didn't cry. You kept such a strong face until you were in private when no one was around you, and I saw you, and you broke down, and you looked in the mirror, and you started freaking out. And he was like, that's the reaction I was waiting for, because he was like, I felt like that reaction was never gonna come.
He was like,
no. He's like wondering like why I haven't had like this big reaction, because like this huge life-changing thing just happened to me.
And he's still learning you. This is a really big thing to show each other both sides.
The stupidest part about this whole story is that he proposed to me that night. When we were in the fucking hospital, he's like, you're gonna be okay. I'm gonna marry you. Do you want to marry me? I want to marry you. And I'm like, oh my god! I'm like, my cheeks are so puffy. I have blood dripping down. Everything hurts, and I'm like the happiest from hearing this. But I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, life. When I say life comes at you fast, life comes at you fast. Like, everything just got turned upside down, and I don't know. Even processing that was like, what? I don't know. That's why we didn't really like tell anyone also whenever we ran away and like got married, because I was like, let's just do it for us. Let's not tell a soul. We told our like moms, like we told our mom, but we were like, let's just keep it like between us. Yeah. Very intimate.
I think that's actually a lot more beautiful anyways. And also it seems so like kind of like movie-ish that he would propose to you during an incident, right?
Freaking
because it's like it is really beautiful.
I was like, what an a-hole!
But
proposing to me while I'm like on my deathbed. Like, I don't even know if I'm gonna like wake up. I don't know like what's happening.
So you're coming out of anesthesia and he's trying to put a
yeah. I'm like, what? He's trying to get that American citizenship.
What do you want to go for? Oh, he's like, I got
this. He
this
just
one.
wants to be an American citizen.
Yeah.
No, we shouldn't joke about that.
Oh, no, it's not. I mean, I wouldn't want to be here anyways. Are you kidding me? I want to be in a different, but...
I'm going to open this.
Yeah, no, you're more than good. We're coming up on... We'll probably make this one like a little bit of a longer one. Not quite 2 hours, but... Yeah. I think the longest one I've had is like an hour 30, hour 45, but... It doesn't... I don't think people watch that much of it. This one's
nobody's watching us right now.
All 69 people.
Well... That's really sad that number is going to change because I love that number, but it'll go up.
Sad. I need it to get to 1,000 as fast as I can. 500 is your
You're really close.
Only what? I'm not good at math. 900 and...
Your tingle math?
Yeah, 940 something. No, 30 something.
Yeah, something like that.
Doesn't matter. It's going to be a minute. But, so, being the incident, you know, now you're on 6 months past it. Mm-hmm. You felt like, you know, another thing is adult braces. That's like a whole separate thing to it. I hope, right. You know,
living this life. Living this life.
And
being an adult with braces, I feel like, is never fun.
And here's the only way I know how to put it, and it may seem I'm making it more uncomfortable than it really is, but you grew up a pretty girl in a town, right?
I feel like I was average.
I'm just saying, I feel like that may change how things affect you when you get older.
Oh yeah, no one's buying my drinks at the bar anymore. I can be completely honest about that. Like that was one thing I really noticed. Yeah. Because I would.
Is it wrong for me to say that? I'm not trying to devalue. Just real quick, I'm not trying to devalue that if you're ugly and you get hurt, it doesn't matter as much. I'm just saying that there's extra on top when you're not used to it. Like if you're, you get what I'm saying, right?
I can confirm through my own experiences that after the accident, no one looked at me anymore. And before, I feel like everybody wanted to like buy me a drink or like hang out.
Oh my god, that's so bad. That's so bad.
Unbelievable, right?
You just gotta get diamonds. Get diamonds in there. Never mind.
You know what Andrea said? He said, "Well, at least you don't have to worry about finding someone to marry." And I was like, "How cute!" Like, at least I don't have to worry about like finding someone to love me like this because I already found someone. Like, I already have that. Like,
no, that is kind of the thing I was saying about how it's the double thing.
I mean, that's secure, yeah.
The fact that he married you
under
those
deal.
during that situation, the fact that he did that, it is just like we mostly emphasize is that it's like why during this time, but it's also very beautiful that it is during that time. It's so very strange, bittersweet.
But I've never been more happy. Like and I told you, I feel like I told you this on the phone whenever we chatted one time, because I was like, I never saw myself getting married. And I was very real with you. I mean, I just told you the truth. I was like, I am a very promiscuous woman. Yeah. I feel like people know that about me.
I was going to say respectfully, I think a lot of people would say they never expected you getting married.
They never expected me to get, a lot of people, whenever they messaged me and they said, yo, is this a joke? You're really married? And I was like, no, it's not a joke. I really am. Because I don't know what it was, but whenever I met him and like things just lined up and I was like, this guy, like, he understands me. It felt different. It was so different from anything I'd ever experienced.
Not just because of the language.
No, we might have different mother tongues, like different languages, but we've never had a hard time communicating.
That's really interesting.
We've never had a hard time communicating. We always understand each other. We can be like non-verbal communication and be on the same page.
That's really nice. That's interesting.
We get each other 100%, and that was like.
How did y'all meet over there?
We were part of an Erasmus, which is like a group of people who are young, who want to meet other young people who are like studying abroad. And he was part of Erasmus Porto, and I was part of, but I was part of Erasmus Lisbon, and they did like a combined group to Algarve, which is the southernmost point of Portugal, which is, by the way, if you ever have the chance to go to Portugal, please make yourself available to go to Algarve, because Algarve is some of the most beautiful beaches I've ever seen in my entire life. I mean, completely breathtaking.
Right.
Yeah, it's very really rocky. Pretty. Like, going down to the beach is like the biggest hike of your life. Like, you have to get down there, but like, oh man, is it fucking worth it. And it's gorgeous blue water. It's so good. And we met there, like, on that trip.
Mm-hmm.
And the craziest part about it is that, like, the night that we met, we banged, and then, like, the next day, because I gave him my phone number, and I was like, wow, I had this huge...
After?
I had this... I was like, I had this huge connection with this guy, and then, like, he didn't even fucking text me because he forgot that he had my phone number. So he went into, like, the, he asked someone who worked for Erasmus for my contact, which is, they're not supposed to do, they're not supposed to do that. They're not supposed to give out people's contact. Mode. But he kept, like, bugging them. He's like, I have to know who this girl is. I have to know who this girl is. Like, something's different about her. And then when he got the phone number, he was like, I'm an idiot. The phone number was already in my phone.
He just didn't know it was...
I put it in his phone that night because I was like, I want him to text me. And then he never texted me. And I was like, this motherfucker.
What'd you put it under?
I put it under Sam. Like, I was... Yeah, like, I put it...
Not Sam anything?
No.
Or anything Sam?
It was just Sam.
Okay.
But, like, I don't know. I guess he just forgot that he had my number. And then he realized later. And he was like, wow.
Yeah.
After that, we were, like, inseparable. We only wanted to hang out with each other.
Yeah. Inseparable except for here, but just to be clear, I did invite him. I did want to be clear, I was actually excited for him.
Yeah, he's not in the country right now. He had to go back to on like a work trip, so he's in Portugal, which I'm going to Portugal next week.
So whenever he how does that work of him going back and forth? It's just for visiting? He's allowed to visit here?
No, he's allowed, because he flies here on like an ESTA, but we're working on doing the paperwork to get him like a visa, and we're already married, so we've already done like the legal documents. We're trying to figure out like it's not super clear what we need to fill out, and this is like outside of both of our realms of area of expertise. Right. I feel like no one really knows unless they have to go through it.
Yeah.
Like the stress that goes along with not being able to be with the person that you love. But we're making it work. Like I said, I'm going to Portugal next week. I've got like a week off. I can spend all that time with him, and then he'll be back like in June or something. I don't know. Literally as best as we can.
You got to get the airline perks for sure.
I've thought about that.
Yeah, you definitely got to get some airline perks.
Some real grown woman shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like flying. I'm not scared of it, but I sweat
But you've flown.
Yes.
But you've flown. There's some people, I have a friend in Mayo who is petrified of flying.
Yeah.
He refuses to go anywhere that he cannot drive to.
I mean, I get why. You see all the accidents happening with the Boeing thing?
I know.
Did you hear what people...
The Boeing whistleblowers?
Did you... Right. Okay, and then you heard people joking about, like, Trump's plane is a Boeing. So the thing is, like, it's just so when it happens to Trump, they don't say that there's someone trying to kill Trump. They just say it's a Boeing plane that went down.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
I'm just vibing. I didn't come... Andrew Schultz, different podcast comedian.
I
like the idea, though.
I encourage any type of, like, conspiracy theory. I don't, like, particularly... believe in everything,
of course,
but I love encouraging people. Like, there's people who are like, the moon landing never happened, and I'm like, hell yeah. Like, I just encourage it. I'm like,
well,
I want them to like fully believe. I just want them. I love encouraging like the idea. Like,
yeah,
I want them to like get all riled up about it.
Yeah.
Like, there was an Uber driver that we had yesterday.
We get riled up.
Me and my mom. Like, we got this Uber driver the other day going to the Luke Combs concert, and he was like, yeah, these apartment buildings, they were almost done. They had people almost moving into them, and then they burnt down. He said, I think it's for the insurance. He's like, I think we got dirty politicians. And I said, hell yeah, brother. Yeah, I believe in all that. And I love encouraging it, because then he gets all riled up. He's like, you believe in that? Yeah, that's real. That's real. And I just like get a huge kick out of it. I'm like, I don't really care. I don't know if that's true, but I love encouraging whatever. If you think that like the sky is purple and like shit is everywhere, I just let people believe whatever they want to believe.
Yeah. Well, that goes on to the freedom of speech thing, which
Yeah.
I fully believe. I can't stand the idea of like, oh, that person's opinions aren't good, he shouldn't be able to speak. I like the idea is like, yeah, his ideas are bad.
Yeah.
You should let him speak so that everybody can know how bad they are.
Yes.
And then also,
that's why I'm
you can try to tell him, hey, your ideas are bad, and here are some better ideas, and then you can help each other.
More so than that, I get a personal laugh out of it. I just think personally it's fucking hilarious.
Well, yeah. For instance, we'll use one that's definitely crazy, and then we'll go to ones that aren't crazy, but it sounds really crazy.
Yeah.
So the first one is like the whole flat Earth one. When I think I brought it up before, but when I first heard the flat Earth thing, I thought it was that people believed that it wasn't round. They don't know what they believe. They just thought they thought it was a theory. Then I found out no, these people really truly believe
that the Earth is flat, and I'm like, I'm like, have you never
There's so many things.
like traveled a day in your life? Like, if you've never flown, you've never done.
There's so many things.
Yeah.
So many. But then to go on to the other ones, like, you know, the moon thing.
Yeah, the moon landing never happened.
No,
right?
it's just really weird because like
people
I
are,
think
people are like, the moon's hard to get to now.
well, it's just weird. Okay, it's
Space
factually,
is hard. The moon's harder.
Exactly. Well, no, factually they said that like we did it back then, but it's like so mathematically crazy or hard that it was difficult to do it again up until recently.
Oh, the math is hard. Because we didn't save the math. We don't know how to get to the moon.
It just bothers me that you're talking
like,
about the people who...
What? Yeah, you can't get to the moon anymore.
Yes.
Either someone did some incredible accounting to where it's too financially unreasonable to get to the moon, or someone lied. And I fully encourage people who think that it's not real. I'm like, hell yeah, it's fake. Yeah, sure.
Well, okay.
Like,
what do you actually think? What do you actually think?
Oh my god.
Because it's a very interesting. What I actually think is very interesting too, and it's a mixture.
Yeah.
But I think just real quick, what do you think? And let's see if I can change it.
I mean, definitely people have been on the moon.
Okay.
Sure, but I feel like.
Do you think?
I feel like people, if they see too many of this, they're gonna be like, "She's so stupid." But I love like.
No, let's the first thing say
Yeah.
that the whole point is for you to think for yourself. It's not to firmly believe in anything. It's just the idea of, if you locked into any solid idea, what is it worth anyways? You know, you should be open to
Okay,
so it's okay for you to, yeah.
Okay, so back whenever it was the space race.
Yes.
And it was Russia versus the United States in order to find out who was the strongest country.
That's what they said.
I think that we were really progressed in our cinematic. We had an
theatrical.
Think about it. We had an entire camera crew videoing to everybody on their television set back home this moon landing. We watched like everything. People saw it. People saw a rocket launch, and people saw like. But now we can't. We don't. The math is hard. We can't get there.
That's
anymore.
what I'm saying.
We don't know how.
And the reason. Okay, another thing I want to say is the reason why I like stuff like this is because it bothers me whenever the people who we have to put our trust in at power at will want to do things that are like, dude, come on. You know, it just bothers me. It's like, dude, am I that dumb?
Yeah,
I
just believe that like if it were a competition in that way.
Do you know?
And Russia was going to win. I think that we would have, as a country, done anything that we could possibly do to make sure that Russia didn't win, including lie.
Exactly.
And that's the thing that blows my mind about it, because I feel like a lot of people would hear this and be like, "She's a fucking idiot," and I'm like, "Sure, yeah, I'm an idiot, but
no.
I don't really know." Because do you know?
No.
Do you know the truth? Like, do we know? What? Who knows?
But that's what I want.
I know people who are like insane in the head to be like, well, the moon's not even real. You know what I mean?
Sam, I might mess you up with a couple things. Sam,
I love like encouraging that.
I don't know which part to bring up first.
I love to encourage that, because I'm like, hell yeah, okay, the moon's not real, bro. Sure, yeah. I love to encourage that. I'm like, yeah, give me more of that information, because like
Let me be on the other end of that in a minute.
For me, I'm like, the moon is fucking real, dude.
It is real, but do you know what they mean when they say? I'm not gonna say everybody, but what they may be misunderstanding. Do you know how, like, when we say, "Oh, Jesus turned water to wine"?
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's misunderstood a little bit. Maybe he did something really.
Maybe he actually just fermented some grapes with water, and then they were like, "How the hell did you do that?"
So all I'm saying is things get messed in translation, right?
Yeah.
So maybe it wasn't. What were we first talking about? The
moon
being fake. So it's when
Yeah.
what I think people mean when they say, like, when what's that? Plato? Wasn't he a person who studied space like a long time ago?
Yeah, how do you know who that is, but not Aristotle?
I did know a little bit of who Aristotle was. I'm just playing. I'm just being an idiot. I know I am an idiot, but I know some things that really stick with me, and these things really stuck with me. So I think he was the one who said something about the moon being artificial. He doesn't mean that it's fake, but just that it is really there, but it just isn't natural because of like a lot of weird things. Like, it doesn't spin. It's in the same place.
Yeah.
A lot of weird things. Also, have you ever heard how they say, like, they think space acts a little bit how water is?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not saying how that they used water to make it look like they're on the moon. I'm not saying that part.
Yeah.
There's a different theory where they talked about if you look at the moon, all the material looks like it's kind of been pushed to one side. Kind of how if you were to have a ball in the water that was covered in a thin layer of dirt or mud or something, and you pulled it through the water, it would push all the mud or something on the...
I'm with you.
So, there's a weird... Hear me out. This gets weird. There's a weird story from a long, long time ago, where this tribe said something about, and then overnight, there was a light in the sky and our women began to bleed or something like that. And I know that people say that the moon doesn't have anything to do with menstrual cycles.
Oh, 100% it does.
And I don't know if it does or doesn't. I'm just saying that's what was said. And all that I'm trying to say about that is we didn't know or even talk about the moon having anything to do with that until when. And these stories are from when? So I don't care what you say. Why is he even talking about that? Why is he even bringing that up?
Yeah.
Whoever he is. But, so then there's even a little bit weirder things.
Whoever they is. God
right.
Dang, more air quotes.
It's great. So it gets a little weirder. So then, when they did go to the moon, I think they did land there. Just to be really clear, I think that we did land there. I think the reason why we went there wasn't a race, just to be the first one there.
Yeah.
There was technology or information. It's not my idea. There's other people who can validate that. Archaeologists even. Yeah. Archaeology is starting to prove religion is truer and truer, and religion and space is a lot more combined than we ever thought, which is why I'm anyways.
Fully believe it.
So check it out. He, a long time ago, I think that Plato guy was saying that it was artificial and it was put there by people who wanted to watch us. It was a satellite to be able to beam information or whatever. And then when we did go to the moon, I think we really did go there. Yeah. But the footage that they show of us being there is so limited because it shows stuff that they don't want to show. Yeah. So they have to have fake footage mixed with it. That's why it's such an argument. Otherwise, it wouldn't be an argument, right? So then it gets even weirder how, how there's recordings inside this spaceship of them on the moon, off the moon. There's 2 recordings I want to talk about. The first recording is when they landed on the moon. I think Neil Armstrong said something about it vibrating or ringing like a bell, which is only something hollow will do. Okay. Also, you know how we can do math to figure out how big a planet is, what its mass is, yada yada yada.
Basic dimension,
they said before we ever landed on the moon or whatever, they were theorizing that the math doesn't make sense for the moon unless it's hollow. The math that we've done. Oh, okay, so then a third thing, this is the last thing that I can think of that sticks with me, is that when they circled to the backside of the moon, the
dark side,
yeah, and it's supposedly lost recording.
Yeah.
Still
they were they're on the dark side of the moon. We have lost contact.
There's still recording going on. It may not have been transmitting, but the recording is still recording. Okay. And I have not personally heard this, but the person talking about it seemed highly credible. I think it was Billy Carson or something like that. He's a really interesting guy. He said that they were saying how, do you hear that? Oh yeah, I hear that. What is that? Oh, I hear that. What is that sound? And they were hearing music or something being transmitted from the dark side of the moon towards them. And I think he even was saying that they were saying they seen things. And it's just, to me, it's like, okay, if none of that but 1% of that's true, that's enough for me to be starting to lean towards let me hear more, right? Yeah. Then it gets, let's separate from the moon thing, right? Like the pyramid thing, I know like people don't really want to talk about that one much, but like the I think it's like the circumference of the pyramids, like, is the same number of the speed of light. What the fuck?
I mean, I didn't know that, but I know that like a lot of people have different controversial conspiracy theories about like the pyramids and everything, and I encourage all conspiracy theories.
That's what you're left with, is that
I'm like, some people say that like cats are bred between like a feline and a snake. Because cat's eyes...
Wait, what?
Yeah, because cat's eyes are supposed to be like a... like, have you ever looked inside of a cat's eyes? And they're narrow like a snake...
I was just doing it earlier.
Like a snake would be. Yeah. But then they're like feline, look at any other like feline species. Like, look at like lions or tigers or whatever. They don't have that narrow eye. Sure? They have a circular like pupil.
And then how cats do both?
They say that the Egyptians bred snakes and some like... animal of feline to create cats, and that's why they worshipped it, because it was something that's never been done before.
That is very interesting.
So I don't know. I mean, like, there's so many things out there that, like, okay, cool, we could just go around and around in circles all day about what this is or what this is. I just encourage all of them.
Well, then, just real quick, what about the moon thing? Are you changed a little bit, or still just like you I'm curious. I'm just curious.
You're trying to get me to say, like...
No, I'm not trying to get you to say anything. I promise you that.
You're trying to get me to say what I personally believe, and I will not tell you anything, because I don't personally believe that, like... I mean, sure, all of it's true or none of it... Like, I don't care.
Right.
Like,
well, that's true for
That's
sure.
my consensus, is, like, I don't care in the end.
Yeah.
If I gave a shit enough, all I know is, like... just a handful of things that I truly believe.
Yes.
Like, you remember whenever we were, like, talking about our Enneagram? And I was like...
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, it's more credible, an Enneagram, than it is your what is it? The like
star
your
one?
sign,
Yeah.
sign, like Aries,
Yeah.
Leo, Taurus, like, fuck all that shit. Give me your Enneagram.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that, and that was
is.
really interesting one. The reason, just real quick, because I do agree that it's kind of like pointless, right? Like the arguments. Yeah. I do agree. The only reason why that I like them a lot is not even just for the entertainment factor, but the fact that we live in this world.
Yeah.
And it genuinely bothers me whenever I feel like that they think I'm too stupid to realize the wool's being pulled over.
I don't think anyone thinks that you're stupid.
No, not me, but all of it. No, I'm sorry, not just me, but all of us. Like we deserve as humans, like our spirit, like what's making you.
What if it's something that's gonna cause worldwide chaos?
What is?
What if we knew the truth about everything? Like, we're just vessels.
Well, that is the argument of why they're trying to drip feed aliens shit and stuff like that. But I just overall, I just think that it's really important to know where you come from, to know where you want to go. Yeah. And I don't think we know at all where we come from. And I think that we're not even that we don't know, that we're told something that's completely to misguide us on purpose. So it's like, why are you trying to misguide me on purpose? Now maybe I'm being paranoid, but what?
Oh, they're misguiding people on purpose because they know there's some people who are like, the moon's not real, and they'll run with it, and they like firmly believe that shit in their head. Like, I know the moon is real. I know for a fact
it's for real. Yeah. I've been there.
There's like, have you ever seen ninjas or butterflies or ninjas or something like that?
No.
Oh my gosh.
And also, we have ran long enough. If you ever want to wrap it up, just let me know.
Yeah. I know.
I got you.
Ninjas are butterflies. Dude, you need to follow them right now. I'm sending this to you.
Okay, is it on Instagram or something?
Yeah, it's this.
Oh, I like dinosaurs.
Yeah. So they have, like, little clips and stuff of, like, different conspiracies. It's just fun. It's just pure fun. For me, I just think it's, like, so fun. And, like, there's people who will, like, look at me funny for encouraging this. But I honestly, if I can get a laugh out of it, it makes my day so much better.
I'm trying to get my brain to understand this enough to be able to explain what I'm looking at.
What are you looking at?
The things you're trying to show me. If you had to describe this to a listener only, what would you describe this as that you're showing me?
It's a podcast, but it's just like they only talk about conspiracies.
Okay.
Like, that's their whole thing, is like they only talk about conspiracies, and they're pretty big, actually. I mean,
I got a question for you. What side on the war? You know the war's going on?
Yeah.
What side of the war are you on?
What, like Free Palestine?
No, the one that matters. The important war.
What are you talking about?
Kendrick or Drake?
Kendrick or Drake?
Yeah.
Oh my god. I like them both.
You heard they're beefing?
Are they beefing?
It's getting serious.
Do you know Drake, like, built a pyramid, and it's supposed to be, like, one of the largest pyramids in the world, and he's going to be buried there, and it's a retail store right now?
So, I did not know anything about that, but I will talk about how...
Drake thinks he's, like, sent from God or something.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of weird...
I feel like all of those rappers, like, when they get big, they get a complex, because, like, look at Kanye. Kanye's like, I am God.
But hasn't he always had that? Well, earlier we were even talking about how
like your God complex.
You kind of have to have a little bit of cockiness to be able to get somewhere. So
there's
that's
a difference
probably
between cockiness and confidence and cockiness.
Yeah, but do they not? They can.
Fool's
gold looks like gold to the not.
They just can't differentiate between real leather and pleather.
Yeah. Yeah, and some people are better at making it look, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm just saying that I feel like it does take that sort of energy to get to where they're at, whether it's better or good, I don't know. But it definitely affects them at that point. But what's interesting about Drake that I do know is that they're doing like this rap beef, right?
Okay.
And it's getting pretty serious. And what I thought was really interesting, now I'm more of a lyricist person, so I do prefer Kendrick over Drake, who's more of just making a hit. When I listen to Drake, definitely like, okay, that shit slides, you know what I mean? You can listen to it in the car. But Kendrick's saying some real shit, right? But Kendrick had mentioned
Kendrick has harder bars than Drake, but Drake has bigger followers. Definitely. He just uses the algorithm to know like what works and what doesn't.
Probably. But he did something really interesting.
Yeah.
Is I guess Drake must have known that Kendrick Lamar had an insider on OVO, which is Drake's music team, and
Ooh,
purposely no, close. Purposely,
I wouldn't put it past him. I mean,
I think he purposely let this mole think or know that
something to test him.
Yeah, and it was that he had a daughter,
Oh,
which apparently he doesn't have. But Kendrick made a diss saying something about his daughter, Drake's.
Oh my god!
And it was just an interesting dynamic that I've never heard before in this rap beef world. Which I think the biggest argument is
Drake
that it's
doesn't
not
have a
real.
daughter though.
I guess not. I really don't know, but I
know
think
he has
not.
an abuela.
He has a son, right?
Abuela is grandma.
Oh.
Drake's like half Spanish, right? He's half Spanish, half black, right?
Depends on who you're asking.
I feel like you really embraced that Live Oak, like.
No, I for sure embrace it. I'm putting mud tires on my Honda Accord next week.
The farthest that I try and get so far away from like the Live Oak, like.
I feel like when I'm here, no one believes me that I'm from here. When I'm gone, everybody thinks I'm from a country town. So I fall into a weird.
That tracks.
Yes,
all that tracks.
I fall into a weird category.
So what you do, and I've noticed this about you specifically, is you try and not be exactly what people expect from you. So like whatever anyone's expecting, you're gonna do the opposite. No?
Everything except for try. Not on purpose, but it's because of what we talked about earlier about feeling awkward or whatever like that.
Yeah.
I also have ADHD. Organically, how I've dealt with social anxiety, how I've dealt with things, that's just what I've done. It's not like I'm trying to get a certain reaction or trying to do anything. It's just how I am.
Right.
Recently, I've realized that I need to figure out how to channel it and use it for shit like this.
Yeah.
Trying to.
Using your gifts for good, not evil.
Gift, if you want to call it that.
Another air quote.
Yeah. If you want to call it that.
No, I think it's great. Love your work. Big fan.
Yeah, really working on it for a long time. I like we also talked about, it's the trauma. You know, you gotta have good trauma to really get you.
Oh my
get
god.
you some good.
I'm tired of all these life lessons. I need something.
Lessons.
I need something good to happen. Something really good.
Didn't you just get married?
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. Greedy? Are you kidding me?
My husband is like my whole world right now. Of course,
I'm joking. That's why I'm comfortable making the jokes. Just to be clear, I wouldn't just like making racism jokes or gay jokes. I wouldn't be comfortable making the jokes if I. Yeah, right.
I feel like I get you. I'm not like I wasn't.
Yeah, I know. I'm really being more clear for them, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because they don't know you.
They don't.
Yeah, you don't know him.
I have a couple subscribers that are definitely friends. I have some that are family. The majority are randoms though, which is good. I'm glad.
Which is really good.
I actually got, it's weird and I almost feel like I shouldn't admit this, but last night I got like 20 subscribers overnight, and when I woke up to it, I was like, no.
Heart pumping.
Oh, dude, I was like,
Life
it literally
is good.
it's I know that it's not good to feel that way. We're just getting started, but I really do have a lot planned. I have wanted to do this for a long time, and I really do want to deliver. Like I really do plan on delivering something like at least halfway decent.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm selling you my pitch.
I love that.
Thank you.
There is absolutely nothing else I would want more for people. Like, if you want it, go get it. That's all I can say. Because, like, I just got that mindset, though. Because, like, every time I look at something, I'm like, I want that. So I just, like, make it happen to make sure I can go get it.
What are you after right now?
Bro. There is so much in my life that I want right now. Most of it's money. I just want to be able to make more money doing the things that I care about. I want to do what I love and just like, you know, just make money. But I don't know what that is yet. All I know is I got a degree in my pocket. Yeah. I have a husband that I love who supports me. And I've got big, big dreams. And I don't really know exactly where that's going to go. I know you're laughing at me because everybody always laughs at me.
No, I'm laughing because that's such a movie thing. It seems like you're having a few things that are like almost movie things in a good way. It's naturally, it's organically, but it's such like, it's so quotable.
Everyone always makes fun of me for like wanting all these big things, but I'm like.
Me too.
I'm like, dude, I have not gotten that far. Like, I've gotten to see just a fraction of the world. Me and my husband, what we really, our end goal, this is what we want. As soon as I heal up my mouth, because this set me up so bad, like, for failure. Just the accident alone has, like, set me back so much. We want to buy a sailboat and just go live.
Oh, I was joking when I said yacht, but you seriously.
We want to live on a sailboat in like the like across like in like the Mediterranean Sea, like on the seaside, like to Italy and Greece and all that. Yeah. We want to sail all that and just like kind of do that for a couple months and live on the boat.
Yeah, isn't it free to live on the water?
I mean,
I think it's free to live on the water. It's just expensive to do it, but it's free.
I feel like there's nothing more mysterious than a person that can live on water.
Oh,
like how fucking mysterious! Like imagine just like going radio silence and like living on a sailboat for a couple months. Like what the fuck?
Who am I? I think you'd go insane,
dude. I would not. If I had my husband, I would not go insane. Andrea, me and him. If I have him, I'm good. Like I just yes, absolutely. That's what I really want to, like, I know that sounds crazy. Like, I got all these big ideas, and I just want to, like, go and do... I feel like
I was with someone for 10 years.
Okay, come on.
I still don't think I could been on...
You guys were not in love then. You guys were not in love. If you're with someone for 10... If you were with someone for 10 fucking years, and you cannot live on a sailboat with them for, like, 2 months, you were not in love.
I don't know.
Because I could be, like, trapped in a room with Andrea and never even know the door's locked.
I just don't like the way she breathes.
I would never even know the door's locked.
I'd pick something that's like really like anyways. No, I feel like it goes both ways, where you see the people who are married for 50-something years and they act like they hate each other, they don't.
That bullshit where it's like when you know, that shit is so real, and I really never believed that. I never was gonna get married.
You don't seem like someone who would believe that.
I was never gonna get married. I didn't believe like in love or any of that shit.
You shouldn't. No, I'm playing. I'm playing. That's coming from a person.
Love is not real.
Yeah, that's me joking on my like. Yeah, I feel like I'm out of the phase of it. Really, it's kind of like more empowering at this point, if that makes sense. Like kind of like we're talking about trauma shit.
Yeah.
Like definitely for sure.
Yeah. However you want to use that, I mean, use it.
Well, it's all types of trauma though. You know what I'm saying? With someone passing. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. It's gonna affect you poorly for a little
100%.
bit. But then after you get past the poorly part, it's really kind of like it really drives you in a way. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Really, I just stopped giving a shit. That's what helps. Like.
That was the last thing I was gonna say. Irrational fears. Tell me one.
Yes.
Tell me one. Let's just like finish
perfect
this.
ender.
Yeah. What's one irrational fear that you have?
When you say irrational, that means like
something that would never happen in this.
Oh, world. I thought you meant like inner rash.
You're afraid
on the back of the knee. What? Irrational. Oh, irrational. Irrash. Okay. No, got you though.
Irrational fear meaning it would never happen, but you're still scared of it happening. Like, it's not something that would ever happen.
Yeah.
But you're still afraid that it's going to happen. I'll tell you... I have a lot, but I'll tell you one of mine if you tell me one of yours.
I'm really trying... I want to think really good on that one.
You have to think about it, though.
Yes.
Because constant rent-free in my head. Yeah.
Yeah, but when you say irrational fears, like, I'm trying to think, like...
Okay, I'll start us out.
Please.
I'm scared of getting struck by lightning.
Okay, yes.
That's an irrational fear. I walk around being afraid to get struck by lightning anytime the weather goes like... Yeah.
So irrational is a scale of, to you, what is irrational? Because to me, that's a rational fear.
For real?
Yeah.
That's not going to happen.
Is it impossible?
No, it's not impossible.
There you go, indecent. And
period. My God, and this is why, like, my... anxiety is like through the roof.
Now, is it likely? Is it likely?
No, you're more likely to get struck by lightning than you are to get bitten by a shark. Look that up. That's real. That you can look that up. That's real.
That one's for real.
You're more likely to get struck by lightning than you are to get bitten by a shark.
Unless you are outside with a kite or trying to swim in the ocean.
I'm not like actively trying to get struck by lightning, but I do feel like I am electric ever since I got electrocuted.
By MGM?
No, I got like electrocuted in one of the houses that I lived in Orlando because the whole house was about to have an electrical fire, and I touched a live wire with my right hand, and they said you're lucky you didn't touch it with your left hand because your left hand is a direct line to your heart.
Oh wow.
And they said you were gonna die if you would have hit that. I literally got electrocuted. My whole body shook. I thought I was on fire.
Wow.
Dude, I thought I was going to shit my pants.
I am scared of electricity.
So
no, that's
scared.
Heavy. That's heavy. That's one. I am scared of electricity,
like, and my hat goes off to electricians.
Yeah, I don't like messing with...
That's such a scary job.
When welding, there's TIG welding, which is 2 hands.
Linemen do God's work.
No, never.
They do
Did you
God's
see ever see the
work.
ones where they're really high up?
I
They make me sweat. The videos make me sweat.
I'm not getting up there.
You have other irrational fears?
Oh, hell yeah.
What's the other one?
Well, I thought, because I'm recently like in between houses and I'm moving in Orlando, and I thought that the people I was moving in with were going to murder me.
See, I don't, oh, wait.
I really thought they were going to like
how well did you know them?
Not that well.
Then it's not irrational.
What is an irrational fear to you then?
Maybe that's the problem, is all my fears are rational, I think, to me.
Because that's irrational. That's not going to happen.
It's weird how I don't think it's going to happen, but my problem is like, well, it's not impossible, right? That's what my problem is with everything.
Like last night whenever, because I told you that guy who like was really, really kind and gave us a ride, me and my mom, from the venue back to our car last night from the concert. And I kept telling my mom, I was like, I don't trust this. I don't trust this. I don't trust this. And mom's like, he's fine. He's harmless. He's a nice guy. He's helping us out. And in my mind, I thought he was going to like kill us and then sell our organs for money.
Well, we don't need to go deep down that one, but that's really popular in America. Like, that's like...
I just, like, I don't trust anybody.
That's, like one
no
of the
one.
number one things, like organ trade.
Yeah.
It's
oh, my
crazy.
God. You see a homeless man. I see
money
$300,000 in organs.
It's bad how real that is.
How much does an eye go for on the market these days?
It depends on what color.
How much in debt am I if I just lost an eye and sold it on the market? All my money problems are solved.
Well, now you only have 20 vision. Not 20/20.
That's bold of you to assume that these are 20/20.
Yeah. You don't wear glasses?
I do not.
That would be a really nice one, is the glasses and the braces.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah.
I actually have a pair of glasses in my purse, but they're just like blue light glasses. Yeah. Super retro. Like they're the big lenses, like I like to wear them whenever I'm working on the computer or something because they protect my eyes from like the screen.
Blue
light, yeah.
Yeah. Blue Man Group too. No, we're really getting silly here. We're hitting a minute 30. Irrational fears. Is there any more? I honestly can't think of.
You can't even think of one. Are my fears irrational or are they all rational?
I think that they are rational fears under the consensus. Is that the word? Or under the...
Sure.
Under the...
I don't know what you're trying to say. But
under the reasons. It's under the reasons that it's not
under
impossible.
Condition.
Under the condition that it's not impossible. That's my problem with fears, I think. Because I would say those are like somewhat fears, but I don't think about them often. My fears are like, am I going to make it over the speed bump? Because my car's lowered?
That's a realistic, like, your car is basically on the floor.
Why do I lower everything? I hate it.
That's reasonable, though.
I'll lower a car and then want to get a new car because it's not lower.
You want your car to be, like, lower than the ground.
I like my car like my standards.
If it hits a blade of grass that's barely growing, you're like, that's too high.
Yeah.
It's got to go lower.
You know what's funny is people are always like, country dudes will be like, how do you drive that thing? And I just play with them with barely. Because that's what they want to hear.
Barely.
Yeah, I just say barely.
That's one of, like, the words that you can say in a country accent, and it sounds like someone's name.
Barely? That's a good word. I mean, that's a good name.
Imagine you're just saying this, like, Burley. That doesn't sound like someone's name to you.
No, that's a good one.
What's your name? Burley.
Yeah. Have you heard, like, Epiphany? That someone had the name as Epiphany.
That sounds dumb.
Well, you're rude.
I'm sorry.
Let me give I just go cross it off my list of names for my kid. It's right under chlamydia.
If I met someone and I was like, hi, I'm Sam, and they were like, nice to meet you, I'm Epiphany, I would be like, what? Your parents hated you.
Might as well be called Accident.
Oh, yeah, because they were.
Most of us are.
Honestly, I think that I was, like, on purpose, and I think Dylan was an accident.
I think I was told I was an accident, but there's no way, because my dad had 2 kids before me.
There's no way. No way I was an accident.
Maybe on my mom's side.
If I ever have a kid, it's going to be an accident, and if they
I meant I was told I was on purpose.
They should know you were an accident.
Wait, what? I don't want to mess that one up. Say that again.
I said I'm not planning on having kids, so if I do ever have a kid, it's going to be 100% an accident. And if they ever see this in the future, because it's going to be like out there in the ether somewhere,
you
were an accident, like 100%.
Heavy.
Yeah.
I mean, a beautiful accident?
Unborn child. accident.
A beautiful accident or like a not beautiful
We'll
accident?
tell them too. Like, me and my husband are not ashamed. We'll be like, yeah, you were an accident.
My mom used to jokingly say that I was conceived to Eminem, but then my dad would also jokingly say that I was conceived to Eminem.
So you're like 100% confident you were conceived to an Eminem song.
They didn't know that they were both joking about it. So
oh my god.
Sadly.
So.
I think so.
So what? You were conceived to Eminem?
My dad liked to smoke crack, so I think they go hand in hand in that era, late 90s.
I believe that.
Yeah. But irrational fears,
Irrational fear. My irrational fears are not the same as your irrational fears.
I was just trying to make sure we're going to solidify it on the last one, and I really want to be clear. I'm sure I do have fears.
Yeah.
I really cannot think of one that I think is, like, irrational.
Okay.
Ooh, when I drive over a bridge, a lot of the time I'm like, well, this is the last time I drive over a bridge.
Me too.
Yeah.
That's a great one. So anytime I go over I love bridges, by the way. I get, like, super hyped whenever I get to go over a bridge. I love it because I love seeing the water from above.
I agree.
But I have an irrational fear that bridge is going to collapse. Did you hear about that bridge that collapsed in... Did
I hear about it, or do you want to know about it?
Oh, okay, so you're going to tell me. You know what happened, though, right?
You seen how the boat shut off twice?
It did.
So the second time when it turned on, it was a generator to turn on the safety measures.
Okay.
Which is communication things.
Yeah.
The second time it turned on is when they finally got to radio, hey, we have a problem.
Yeah.
When they had radio that they had a problem, there was like a certain amount of time. There was guys up there working on the bridge because the bridge was under repair.
It was.
Okay.
There was only like a couple... Excuse me,
no,
a couple cars that were...
And they had got to clear it just in time. Mm-hmm. But the reason why I'm bringing some of that up is like a lot of America's infrastructure is it's not good enough. It's underbuilt.
I don't know, but Florida's infrastructure is fire as hell compared to other states. Compare our roads to roads in freaking like
that's true.
Tennessee. If you go anywhere else,
Georgia,
Florida's roads are superior because we have all those tolls that go towards. I mean, unless it's like
it's just a known thing that the infrastructure apparently it's not. We had an era where the infrastructure was built very well, and we haven't really done the best of maintaining it or building it better.
Yeah,
that's basically the thing. So a lot of people are kind of saying that it's some sort of insurance thing, and I don't know how true it was, but I heard that like one of the captains like died. I don't know if it was normal or not, or under what conditions or what. But also when that ship was a Hyundai ship. I don't know if that matters or not, but it's a cargo.
Observational.
Yeah, it's a cargo ship.
Yeah.
And whenever they move in and out of ports, the driver isn't from that area, so they have to have a person who is. So there's two pilots or whatever you want to call, conning the boat, not driving it. And
I'm glad that you know the lingo.
Yeah, right.
Look at you.
So apparently, it's like. The guy operating the boat is still responsible for things, though the guy who's hired, because he's knowledgeable of that port, is next to him telling him so and so. So there's two people is what I'm getting at that should have been...
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I don't know. It's too new to say, but I'm just saying that the insurance idea is not too far-fetched.
Oh, it is not too far-fetched, but it costs lives. How does that make it morally right? If you're talking...
What do you mean morally right? You want to talk about 9/11?
Oh, we need more time on this pod.
Yeah, exactly. All right, no, this was a good one though. This was a good one. First time.
I feel like I could go on and talk about stuff forever because this could be a topic for a whole nother episode.
Yeah. Sometimes I run two back to back. We're not gonna do that tonight, but sometimes I do run two back to back. Yeah. But anytime you're around, if any of my other friends see this, you can hit me up. I might not say yes, but I do, it has to be genuine. I'm interested in having people on, but I also have to have somebody that I like talking to. So, she got lucky. Just got to have on. No.
I'm a lucky girl.
No, I thought it would be a good one. I met you whenever we were like really young. I'm bringing that up right at the end, but it's just that I've known you.
I feel like you were friends with my cousin a lot longer.
Chris, I'm hopefully have him out at some point.
Yeah, that would be dope.
What I'm getting at is I've known you for a short few times, multiple times in my life, and you were someone who always stood out. So whenever we talked about it, I thought it would be a good one to have on. Yep. So that's it. Number 7, catching up with Tings, Samantha.
Lucky number 7.
Tings. I don't know about lucky, but
unlucky number 7.
Oh no. It'd be really bad if it freezes at the end.